Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. So if you saw my last video, you know that Para-Bellum-Games has sent me all of the Wave 1 Yoroni kits, and so today we're going to be painting the Tengu. Now this is a dual kit. You can build the Tengu Bushi or the Tengu Ayakashi, which that's the variant that I'm going to be painting today. Now, before we get started, if you're new to Conquest, I have an affiliate code with Para-Bellum Games. I'll put the code somewhere on screen. But at the Para-Bellum Games web store, if you pop in that code, you'll get 10% off of your first purchase, and then we get a little bit of a kickback off of that sale. It's a great way to help support the channel because, let's be honest, you were going to buy the miniatures anyway. Now, so today, the theme that I'm going to kind of go for, you saw in the thumbnail, I really wanted to do some Sohei sort of inspired monk Tengu. So we're going to be painting some yellowish robes, some yellow-orange robes. And now, because these miniatures are so much larger than your standard, like 28 millimeter miniature, I wanted to give some texture to the fabric. So that's what today's video is going to be. How do you paint textured surfaces on your miniatures? I'm going to break it down step by step. And throughout that process, we're going to go over color placement. We're going to talk about glazing. And as you can see behind me, got all of these new shiny Pro Acryl paints. So we're going to be using those during this tutorial. Let's hop down to the hobby desk and let's get started. All right, so as I always do, let's talk about prep. So I've gone ahead and assembled 4 of the Ayakashi models. So I went ahead and primed them all black to start with, and then 3 of them I kind of chose like a nice kind of dark yellowy brown. That'll really work as a really nice base tone for this technique for us to work up from. Now, that oddball out, I chose like a little bit of a reddish brown, and then I zenithaled with a really desaturated light brown, just to kind of see what would happen. All right, so first up, we're going to need to block in some basic values on the fabric, and we're not doing anything fancy here. We're literally just laying down a base color. And this is going to be our midtone for all of the robes. So I'm using burnt orange from Pro Acryl, and you just want to get a nice solid layer of this all over all of the robes, but you can leave some of that chocolatey brown tone showing through in the deepest recesses. All right, so next up, we're going to start blocking in our general highlight areas. So we're going to grab yellow ochre, and we're going to mix that into the burnt orange. And then we're going to go ahead and place this color on all of the high points of the fabric that are going to be receiving more light. Now, again, at this point, we're just blocking in colors. We're not trying to mix anything or blend anything. We just want to establish that value on those parts of the miniature. All right, so now we want to get some values in our shadow areas. So we're going to go ahead and mix in a little bit of light umber into our burnt orange. Again, about a 50-50 mix. And then we're going to apply this directly into the pronounced recesses on the robes. So again, we're not worried about blending. We're really just worried about placing those color values down where we need them. All right, so now that we've got our basic values kind of sketched in on the model, we're going to turn to yellow ochre again, just pure by itself. And we're going to start drawing really fine lines over all of the areas of highlight. And now you can carry these slightly into the valleys and the creases in the fabric, but you don't want to go all the way deep into any of those areas. You really want to concentrate these lines on the highlight areas that are going to be receiving the most light. Now, another tip for doing this, you want to use a brush with a really, really sharp, fine point, and you want to make sure that your brush isn't crazy overloaded. You don't need to unnecessarily like super thin down your paints. At this point, we're not like glazing or anything right now, but you do want to be able to get as fine of a line as you can as you're blocking in these areas. All right, so now we're coming in with a second stage of highlighting, and we're going to use pale yellow. And now this is very, very bright, so your color placement matters a lot here. So we're going to be focusing this highlight inside of our previous yellow ochre layer. Again, drawing very, very small, fine lines. And if you happen to, add too much or make a splotch, once it's dry, you can come back in with the yellow ochre and draw lines over it. But you want to try and be as precise with this layer as possible. And just go ahead and keep drawing those super fine lines on all of those highest points of light on the fabric. All right, so now we're ready to apply our first glaze or filter layer. But before we do that, I should probably show you guys how I make my glazes. So Pro Acryl has this really nice glaze and wash medium, and I use that instead of water. So the recommended ratio to start out with is 1 drop of paint to 4 drops of medium, and then you mix that up. And now it'll be a little bit thicker than a standard Pro Acryl paint straight out of the bottom. The medium is just a little bit thicker. You can go ahead and add like a drop or two of water to thin that final mix down a little bit. And then you can control it by just not applying as much of it on your brush. You don't have to worry about the whole, paper towel thing before you get started. So I whipped up a glaze of a mix of transparent orange and transparent brown. And with this first glaze, we're going to go ahead and cover all of the robes. Now you want to get a nice even coat of this, so I tend to work each section of the model one at a time. But go ahead, get a nice even coat of it. And then if you find that maybe your glaze was a little thin, you didn't get enough color, go ahead and do a second or maybe even a third pass. Now, we don't want the hatch marks that we've drawn underneath this to completely disappear, but we should start to kind of see them blend together a little bit and not be as pronounced. Right, so now I've mixed up a glaze of transparent yellow just by itself, and I'm going to go ahead and put this over all of the areas of highlight. Just one coat just to kind of tint that more toward a yellow orange instead of the straight orange brown that we had previously. And that'll help offset the highlight areas from the shadows and maintain some of that color value balance that we had previously. Now, I probably should have mentioned it earlier, but these transparent colors from Pro Acryl are actually very highly pigmented, yet still translucent. So you do want to make sure that, again, you're not flooding your model with this glaze mix. It is still quite strong. All right, so now we're back to drawing more lines. So you typically want to do 2 or 3 passes of drawing these hatch lines to build up that underlying texture. Because we're laying color over colors that have been filtered and slightly altered, all of that underlying texture kind of still shows through when you put down a new color. So now we're just building volume. I've switched over to warm yellow from Pro Acryl to draw these set of hatch marks, and I'm really only focused on the broad areas of highlight. Now, to tone down that warm yellow just a little bit, as well as harmonize our highlights with our kind of orangey brown shadows, we're going to go ahead and use transparent orange, again mixed down to a glaze, and we're going to go ahead and completely cover the entire surface of the robes. So our last layer of hatch lines that we drew, this will help to blend those in with all of the underlying colors below. All right, so now we're in the home stretch. So now we're going to mix up yet another glaze of orange yellow this time. This is actually going to be our final highlight color. And now when we're glazing this, we want to avoid the deepest recesses. And we're going to start our sort of lines, if you will, from about halfway up the midpoint of our highlight areas and then carry them all the way up to the peak. Now, just like with all of the other glazing, you want to work the model in sections, do one pass at a time, and then see if you feel like you need another layer. Now, I did need another layer, and so with this second pass that I'm doing, I'm really focused on the highest points of light and making sure that I've got a fairly solid coverage of this orange yellow. And now lastly, as a final step, on your highest points and your hard edges of the robes, you can go ahead and put a little bit of raw orange yellow over those areas. Now, as you're starting to get close to the textured parts that are further away from the highest points on the model, you can transition from standard painting into drawing really jagged lines. That'll help keep everything blended, but this should only be placed on those highest points of your model. So you should be covering over slightly translucent orange yellow. You shouldn't really be getting anywhere near the shadows with your pure orange yellow paint. All right, and here are the finished miniatures. I'll show the spinny table footage first. So the rest of painting these miniatures was very basic, standard layering, wash, layering in your highlights, edge highlighting, techniques that everybody knows and loves. So I wanted to keep this video short, and I didn't want to bog it down with, you know, steps that everybody's already seen 100 times before. I really wanted to focus on the interesting bit, which was creating that textured fabric. And incidentally, kind of threw in a cheeky tutorial for how you can pull off a really nice orange yellow color on your miniatures. So let me know down in the comments if you guys found the tutorial helpful. Also, let me know if you're enjoying the new Yoroni releases from Para-Bellum-Games. I'm super excited for this army. I can't wait for the Wave 2 kits to come out. But that's all I've got for today, guys. So I will catch you all in the next video.